I remember sitting in front of my computer, terrified, over a Facebook post. This was about 5 years ago, and I had worked as a pilot, and I decided, you know what? I'm opening up an energy healing business, and I was writing about that. And in that moment, I was terrified. I thought I was going to be so judged, that people were going to rip me apart. My hand was literally shaking when I went to go press that enter button. But I did it. And then as soon as I did, I was in front of my computer. I turned off the computer, went downstairs, put my phone in airplane mode, and then turned on Netflix. Just like trying to just find a distraction because my body was just like in so much fear. And I am so beyond grateful for doing that. When I look back, like if I look at my life now, that was the pivotal moment, right? Since then, that opened up so many opportunities. And the next time that I went to go post, it was still scary. It's not like, okay, I did it once, this is easy, but it was a little bit easier. It was a bit less terrifying. Um, Even though on that post, all the comments were positive, all the comments were supportive, that didn't make that fear go away. I still had these ideas that were wrong, right? Like I thought that it was going to be like a witch hunt when I posted that and people were going to rip me apart. But that wasn't the case. It was so supportive. And there's all these stages that we go through on that growth journey. And maybe for you, right? Maybe it's not being afraid of being judged. Maybe there's the fear comes a different way for you, right? Maybe there's a different flavor, but I really want to emphasize that when we lean into that, there's so many gifts on the other side. And when we say no to that, really what we're saying no to is ourself. Like if we think about what personal power is, it's us being able to be who it is that we want to be in each moment. And in that moment, I almost gave my personal power away to false ideas of how I thought I was going to be judged. And the truth of that was, if that was earlier, I would have judged that person. I would have judged that version of me that's opening up an energy healing business because I would have said that there's no way that that's real. I wouldn't have believed that. And that's really what I was fighting. This old part of myself. And through doing that, man, I didn't think we were going to get here. Like, when I really lean into that, I'm almost going to cry. When I really lean into that, that was the pivotal moment. And had I not done that and then continued to share my story, I wouldn't have had the opportunity. There was an event in Dallas, Texas, in front of 1,500 people where I shared my story. No chance that would have happened. There's been online events where I spoke in front of 5,000 people, get messages of how impactful that was, how I changed these people's lives. And like that small moment of just deciding, that's literally how that came about, like not exaggerating. How I got invited to these events is from sharing my story, and people heard my story and they're like, hey, can we talk? And I almost didn't share that story. I almost didn't even, I was almost too scared to show these parts of myself. And my intention of what I was going to say next is to tell you why, but instead, like, feel this. I feel so incredibly grateful for that version of me that chose that decision at that time. Well, chronically ill, well, all the reasons to say no, and chose to expose themselves. And because of that, I get to experience the life that I have now. And I want that so deeply for you. These decisions can seem small. It can seem okay to put it off, but it's not okay to say no to yourself of what it is that you want. And you're not, it's like, it's not going to be perfect. That was far from perfect. Like, my hand was shaking. I had no confidence, and like, I didn't gain confidence the next day. But I just leaned into who it is that I wanted to be. And that is what I so want for you so badly. Like, it's so sad to see people hanging onto stories to justify staying the same. So please don't let that be you. Because they're just stories. They're not as risky as it feels. It's not as real as it feels. Like, in that Facebook post, no one said anything negative. I would have bet so much money on the opposite, because that version of us that's at that level isn't seeing reality honestly. They're seeing it from this bias of, I was seeing it from a bias of low self-worth, low self-confidence. But I leaned into the actions that built that. So please, please, please do that for yourself. I promise it's worth it.